Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We implore you to check out our other podcasts like Miguel and Holly Full Show. So if you're traveling this summer and let's say you work from home and so you're only in the car on like Tuesdays and Thursdays and you don't hear Monday and Wednesday shows, why not go back while you're on vacation and listen to the Full Show podcast on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts?
Share with a friend so that y'all can talk about what we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
All that kind of stuff.
Great way to catch up. And if you also want to hop in on the conversations that we have, you can also check out our Facebook group.
Yes, it's called the Miguel and Holly Fam / Platypus Posse because we call you, listeners of our Uncensored podcast, the Platypus Posse. So if you just type that into Facebook, you'll find it and join.
Let's get this thing started with Worker Stacy.
Woo!
Hey, y'all. How you doing?
Wonderful. How are
Good.
you? You look sun-kissed.
It's Florida life. That's all I have.
Went outside. Yeah,
Yes.
she didn't even tan.
No,
Just
yeah.
went outside. You went outside for 2 minutes. You're like, boom, I got my sun for the year.
10 minutes, you got a sunburn. It's great. It's like a rotisserie, just spinning around in a circle.
Literally.
That's true.
I used to tell people that it was actually really funny but sad that when I did live in Florida, every year I would actually have to take vitamin D supplements because I would avoid the sun and outside so much because it was so hot that they were like, that's actually a big problem in Florida because people in the summertime avoid it so much.
Well, it's too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Even being in your car. I mean, it's legit sitting in the car. I driving. I'm like, geez, you can just feel the sun on your arms. I mean, it's intense.
Yeah.
Oh, well, are you ready to get some readings in?
Let's have some fun.
All right. We have two Miguel and Holly fan members that are looking to chat with you. Let's talk to Emma. Emma, how are you doing? Oh, wait.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Now, you're in your car. Speaking of, is someone getting undressed behind you? Have you looked out your window? Are you at the beach?
Yeah, some people just pulled up.
Oh,
As soon as we brought you in, I was like, wait, girl, somebody's walking towards your window. Oh, no, they're just getting undressed for the beach. I love it.
that's fine.
Well, here's how this works, Emma. Holly, producer Kelvin, and I are going to turn our microphones off, and it's just you and Soul Worker Stacy chatting.
Okay.
Hi, Miss Emma. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk to you. So please know and understand that I work solely and strictly through God and the Holy Spirit. You're always in charge of your own fate. You're always in charge of your own destiny. Go a little easy with me. I will trip over my words a little bit. Just, it is what it is.
Totally fine.
I'm going to jump right in on this because as soon as you showed up on screen, I'm like, oh, there's people. There's a lot of people. You've had a lot of different losses. Because there's 5, straight out of the 100%. So we're going to talk. Is your dad passed or is this your grandmother on your dad's side? Oh, no. Emma?
Oh, I think. I
Can
think
you hear
you
me?
froze for a little bit. There we
Hi.
go.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Is your dad passed or what's the story with your dad?
No, my dad's alive.
Okay, just because I say that doesn't mean anything. Basically, long story short, there's a grandmother here that's making a really big to-do about you, but it feels like it's related towards your dad. Is she passed?
Yeah, his mom's passed.
That's what I thought. You look just like her in your face, right here by your eyes and your nose. You look like your dad through here, but you look like her through here too. She's one of your angels.
Okay.
I know that sounds weird. Did you not get to know her very well?
My dad's mom passed before I was born.
That's what I thought. That's why she's one of your angels.
Okay.
So just please understand that, okay? And you look like her and you have characteristics of her. So she's always kind of been with you. because there's
Awesome.
parts of you that's kind of been like really sad that you never got to know her and have that with her. But please know that just because she's not here in the physical, she still has you in the spiritual world.
Okay.
All right. She's also trying to lift you up in faith, and she's trying to lift you up. Like, it's one of those things, like, don't do anything for anybody but you. Like, you carry everyone else's thoughts about you and feelings about you on your shoulders. You want to make everyone happy. You want to do everything you can for everybody, and you want to live through everybody else's expectations of you. And you have to let that go. Like, literally, she's carrying such a load with her, and she's following behind you, picking up the pieces. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I'm a hot mess.
No, you're a beautiful hot mess, girl, let me tell you. Also, okay, so I'm really confused. And this is my other weird thing, because I keep seeing 5 people in all with you. There's also another woman. Your mom's still here, correct?
Right.
Okay. Is her mom passed?
Yes.
Did she help raise you? Because she takes responsibility for you. Or you were her first granddaughter. You are important. She puts you on a pedestal, which when I see the pedestal, it means you're singled out for the best, which either she looks at you as like one of her own, or you were literally like first, or one of the people that she felt closest to.
I wasn't first, but when we moved to Florida, I lived with them for a little while, like a year
That's
or
what I
so.
thought. Just please understand how much she loves and adores you. The things that you guys shared together, there's cooking involved. Like, you would sit and just talk to her while she was doing stuff around the house and cooking and everything. She's thanking you for the time that you gave her. And please
Okay.
understand how much that she absolutely loves you. Who's the guy that would smoke the pipe or cigar? Because I keep smelling tobacco.
I don't know.
All right, hold on to that for me. It could be for the next person, in all seriousness. I don't know if they gave you the rundown of how this works, but please know that it's weird because I can feel through people as well. So
I've been watching you for years. No worries.
So
I
you
know how it goes.
exactly how I roll. All right, so I keep
Yeah.
doing this tobacco. So are you trying to get pregnant? That was the other thing I wanted to ask you.
No.
All right, there's new life coming into your family. Be prepared, and it's a good positive thing. And I want to talk about your relationship. You're with somebody, correct?
Not really. I mean,
Good. You're about to be.
oh, okay.
Honest to God, it's one of those things of like, if you're not already with somebody, there's this whole new beginning of life. Like what I was just saying, there's new life coming into your life. So if you're not pregnant, you're not trying to get pregnant, this goes for relationship and job. Okay. There's lots of different changes coming to you. And it's one of those things where you know how like the yellow brick road unfolds, like literally it's like the red carpet is unfolding for you in front of you to go, here you go. It's your turn.
Oh, that would be
Because
nice.
you've been through hell and back lately. Life has just been one thing after another, after another, after another. The job situation, are you trying to do your own business or just work independently at your job? Because you're standing tall by yourself.
I don't know. I'm trying to change jobs eventually, but not.
By August.
Oh.
Oh no.
We lost her.
That was
She
sad.
just disappeared.
Oh no.
She did just disappear.
She's just like, it's never
How
just
does that
snapped off
happen?
like
That has never happened before,
Did you go
ever.
backstage?
no, she's not backstage. It just
No.
said boop. Like I've
No,
never
she's
seen anyone
gone.
just pop off like that.
Her phone turned off.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
maybe.
Maybe
Oh,
her
sometimes
phone died.
overheated
Oh,
because
true.
when it does that, it does not care what you're doing. It just says,
Nope.
"Boop, you will use me again when it's cooled down."
Yes.
Wow.
That's funny.
Possible. It's possible.
All that energy.
Well,
It's insane.
we'll wait for a second and see if she pops back in, if her phone restarts or whatever. But I'm curious. So, like, when you say, Stacy, that you see or feel 5 people, like, because right now, like, if you're just listening to this, like Holly, Kelvin, and I are all in our studios, but you're sitting on your couch. Is it like, do you physically feel 5
Yes.
people around you, or do you like see figures?
Yes, and yes, and yes. It's one of those really strange things and phenomenons where when she shows up, or if I'm talking to anybody over the phone, anything like that, When it's time to work, it's as if they're standing in front of me and their people are standing next to me, even though they're not, if that makes any sense to you.
You feel it?
Say that one more time.
You feel it that they're there?
Like they're there. If anyone's ever been in pitch black, or, you know, when we were kids, we would do manhunt in the middle of the night with just like flashlights, but it was like completely dark outside. It's like that. It's like where you sense someone's there, but they're not actually there. You know what I mean? Like you just feel somebody being around you. That's what it's like for me. Oh, is she back?
Oh, there's Emma.
There she is.
Emma's back. Hello.
Sorry. It's
That's
Florida sun made my phone get too hot.
That's what Holly said.
I knew
Yep.
it happens. It does.
All the time. So, sweet peep, I just see a job change come August. I see a relationship starting, but it's weird to me because, and you don't have any exes or anything like that have passed, correct?
No, not that I know of.
That's what I'm saying. But the last relationship you've been in, it's almost like they're still kind of looking at you or checking in on you, or they still feel connected to you in a certain way. I was going to say, don't be surprised if they try to come back, because it's like, I keep getting to come back. So just, shut that door hard. The other thing is, you guys have to excuse me. I probably should have started off saying that. I had a little bit of a health issue that happened neurologically to me a few weeks ago. So I'm second guessing things that I keep feeling. So that's why I sound doubtful sometimes. But with that being said, I keep feeling like it's someone who had is your mom's sister passed, or is somebody who was like an aunt to you pass? Because it's like breast or lung feeling, like they passed of like a lung disease or breast cancer, like that kind of feeling, but she doesn't feel immediately related to you. It feels like an aunt or a cousin step off. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I mean, most of our family, like our family is very small, but most of our family we call like surrogate family. We're just chosen family. So I don't know who that would be, but I don't know anybody who has had issues with their lungs or.
Can you just hold
like
on to that
cancer.
for me? Because sometimes when that happens to me and nothing's happened, that's usually a red flag of something going to happen, but I can't figure out where that belongs. So just keep an open heart, open mind, and understand that the way this works, and unfortunately the way that it works, if I'm feeling this, that usually means an indication towards somebody later on in the future. So if someone's going through health stuff, make sure they get done and checked out, because you're always in control of your own fate and destiny. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So what kind of questions do you have for me today, my love?
I still keep thinking about that tobacco thing that you were saying, and
that's driving me completely mentally insane. I'm not going to lie to you.
The only person I know that tall.
Mm-hmm.
The person that I'm thinking of was my stepdad. I mean, that's the only person I can think of who smoked and was male. Like, I don't know anybody else who's passed that smoked.
What did he die from?
Pancreatic cancer.
Did it go into his lungs?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, because I keep getting this whole like drowning feeling in my lungs, like as if he was full of fluid and it just like took him. The stepdad thing makes
my grandfather passed from something with his lungs, but he he didn't smoke when I was alive. He smoked like way before I was born, but he did have aspiration pneumonia that turned into all kinds of
craziness. It was like one thing after another. Like he fought to the very second of him passing. He did not want to go. He really didn't want to seem like he gave up. He was very determined not even to get looked at first. Like he was fine. He's going to be fine. And
that would have to be him then. That sounds all like
he
him.
pushed off as much as he can. Oh, your stepdad's here too, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Who's Leroy? I don't do names ever. Hold on to the name Leroy for me, please.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
I have to, when anything like that pops up like it does, like that hard and that intense, I have to say something to you. Because
Okay.
I always say 3-day rule. You'll be shocked when you sit and marinate in all this, how it will come at you out of nowhere.
Okay.
But please understand how much your grandfather absolutely adore you. Are his girl. You are his girl. You made his heart happy and full
Oh,
on so many different occasions, okay? He
yeah.
didn't suffer. He just got super, super, super tired. Um, the thing with your stepdad, I'm really curious about how he passed because I keep going blackout, literally blacks out. How did he pass?
We had lost touch for a number of years after him and my mom divorced, but I mean, he got back in contact with me and my brother when he got sick, and we just kind of kept in touch over Facebook. So I don't know exactly how everything ended. I just know that he had cancer, and it just everything was getting worse, and then he was
I was
gone.
gonna say it hit him in 3 different areas, and it's almost like at first they kept dismissing him and dismissing what he had, where like, "Oh, well, now you're diabetic," and, "Oh, you just have stomach issues," and do you know what I mean? Like, nobody caught it when they should have caught it. So,
Yeah.
he didn't I was gonna say he didn't have a chance to fight it. Um, Please let your brother know how much he cares about both of you, okay? That's a big deal. And he keeps apologizing for the way he treated your mom
Mm.
and not being there for her the way he should have been and having like it was almost like she had more than one child. You know what I'm talking about? Like he was another kid versus somebody who could support her.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So thank you
That
so
makes
much for
sense.
this today.
Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate everything.
Of course, I
Oh,
appreciate you too.
Emma, thank you for taking the time for letting us be able to drop in on the conversation. We really appreciate it.
Oh gosh, thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Now go let your phone have a little rest now because it's probably burning and smoking
True
from sitting in
that.
the sun. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
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 Do you know how frustrated I get when I can't get there, but I know it's there? And then it's like, they're like, no, no. Oh, yeah. Well, this happened. I'm like, it was
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
there.
it's
Mm-hmm.
tough because you even though it's like don't go in with expectations, there are still expectations that it's gonna be what you know to be your life
Right.
and not the way that it's tough.
It's
It's tough.
hard. And that's another thing that we don't talk enough about. Like, I feel souls.
Yeah.
I don't feel ego. I feel the soul. I speak soul language, basically. And when somebody is nagging at me like, hey, 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 people don't think about the little things like that. But
Right.
when you're on the other side and they're trying to throw you some hints of like, hey, this is me,
Mhm.
it's sometimes hard for us to think about. And I can guarantee you we're going to hear from her by next week where she's going to come back and go, oh, yeah, this is that. And this is that. I will guarantee it $1,000,000.
Yeah.
So
No, absolutely. I mean, that's because they're like I've said before, there are things that you said when I had my session with you that I didn't really connect with at first because it's like I didn't know those things. But then once I had time to really like, oh my gosh, he did wear this or he did do this. I see and I connect the dots. So, and we have so many messages from people that are like, oh my gosh, I got it a couple days later.
and I'm intrigued by something with you, Miguel, because you and we keep a very interesting relationship because I purposely don't talk to you so I can still do this like I do.
Mhm.
Um, so whose birthday, long story short, they're celebrating a birthday in heaven. Okay, so either someone's birthday just happened or is about to happen in June to July. And I can't tell. I almost want to say that this person's already passed or is celebrating somebody that they actually left behind. Does that make sense to you? I almost want to talk about your
Mhm.
mom. Like it's like related to your mom's side of
Mm,
the family.
interesting.
So will
I
you
would
hold
have
on to that for me?
absolutely. I would have to ask because I don't remember like when my grandfather's birthday was.
Okay.
Um, and my cousin that passed. I don't
I
remember.
want to go all about that cousin. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to see when their birthday is or their anniversary because I'm getting balloons and they're
Mm,
at you. And we never, ever, ever talk about this kind of thing. But it's one
no.
of those feelings of like, oh, hey, we got to talk about that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
text her. Let me text her
Please.
now and ask.
Yes, please. All right. So who's next?
She also has been sitting in her car. Let's welcome Ellen to Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Hi.
Hi. Is your phone about to overheat, girl?
No, I took it off the charger.
Okay, good. All right. Well, you know the deal, Ellen. Holly, producer Kelvin, and I will turn our microphones off, and it's just you and Stacy.
Hey,
Okay.
girl. How you doing?
I've been going through a lot, but I'm hanging in
I
there.
was gonna say you're a warrior. Like, please understand that God has you, that you're not alone in this journey, and that you're not cursed. You are literally living the life that you're living to lead and to teach others. Okay.
Mhm.
All of your experiences you've been dealing with, and I know they've been hurting you. I know how tired you are, and I know how over it you are. And it's like you're trying to change people too. You're trying to mold people. You're trying to be the example for people. Let it go. You're not going to change what you can't change. Okay. You're exhausted. It's going to get better. Okay. What's the situation with your mama? Because there's all these angels with you guys.
Well, she's still alive, but
I know.
it's just like she's
You
really
guys,
not wanting to listen to me.
right. I was going to say it's like two different. Oh my gosh. You guys literally speak two different languages, but you both want the same relationship.
Right.
Okay. I need you. She's got trauma that she's never dealt with the way she should have. Okay. And she came from a very toxic environment, and she's trying very hard to use any kind of goodness that she has for better with you, but she sucks at communication. It's not an excuse, but please understand, like, you are the most important person in her life. Please understand that when you're around her, you lighten up her heart, that you make everything better and you make her feel whole. Okay. You're not screwing up. You are not a screw up. And it's her own trauma and her own BS of why she can't make her own happy. It's not
Right.
about you. Okay. Damn. All right. So it just feels like you have a house full of people you take care of. So are you married? Do you have kids, all that stuff, or what's the deal?
I'm engaged, and I have an 8-year-old daughter.
Okay. The engagement, perfect idea. Please don't think they're too good to be true. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get a little boy out of this situation.
Oh my God. I had a dream with my dad, who's passed.
I was going
And
to
in
say,
the
we're going to
dream,
get to him in a second. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I had a dream with my dad, and I see him holding a baby boy.
I was feeling your dad in the last session. I need you to know that he didn't suffer and that he didn't feel anything the way you guys think he did. Okay. Major apologies to you guys for leaving so soon. And it's this whole feeling with your mom, like he's picking up sand. Like he feels like you could never have made her happier. Like he couldn't make her happy. Were they apart when he
No.
passed, or were they just like, it's one of those things, like he's sorry that he did the very best that he could for you guys, but to him, because he's that kind of person, he never felt like it was enough. Like he could never do enough to make you guys happy. Does that make sense to you?
Well, they were married for 35 years. I was at their house visiting with my newborn daughter at the time, and he went to church and he never came back home.
He's the guy who blacked out in the last session. He's the guy who blacked out, because it's literally here today, gone tomorrow, and he was gone. Like gone. He woke up in heaven. Like, yes, Jesus is real kind of dealio. You know what I mean? Like, and you got mad at God for all of this. Like there
Yeah.
is resentment with all of this. And he's going, no, 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 my girl, this is the way it's supposed to be. And this was my journey. I did everything I was supposed to do. And now I had to go home.
Right.
By the way, you're not dying anytime soon. Stop it with that shit. You got this whole thing like you don't think you're going to live a long life. Yes, you are. Also, Stacey's speculation of past lives, you did die in a car accident, which is one of the reasons why you have that when other people drive feeling you don't like letting other people drive. You like to drive.
Not even that. It's funny you mentioned car accident because I was just in one on Sunday.
No way. Are you okay? How's your neck?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. It wasn't like a big wreck thing. It was just like a fender bender, and there's times that I'm scared to drive.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy. The other thing is going over bridges because it feels like you went over a bridge. It was an icy, cold road that you went over a bridge. And yeah, that's how that happened. Also, your 8-year-old, beautiful, wonderful. She has gifts. Also, put her in dance. She's got to move.
She was in dance, but since we relocated, I couldn't. But she did make it clear to me that when she does go to her new elementary school, she wants to join the dance team.
And get her in cheerleading because that girl's got to do it. She's got that voice and she's got that spunk and she's a beautiful person. You don't have to worry about her. She's going to be strong, tough, and she has the most amazing foundation. Okay. Now, are you okay? So her dad is still alive, correct?
Yeah.
Please understand that you did everything you could to make that relationship work and to try to bury that feeling of like you failed somewhere because you didn't. You did a really good job.
Right.
Okay. What's the job change? Did you just change jobs or are you looking to change jobs?
The reason why I'm sitting in my car is because I'm an Uber driver and I'm kind of over it. So being that we relocated to a small town, it's very hard to find a job because this town is very political. If you don't know people that know people, you're not going to get anywhere. So it's been very, very hard to find something.
Start a business. Ooh. You can do hair. You can do things. You don't give yourself credit for your talents either. You've got to start giving yourself more credit. Sell stuff online. I mean, seriously, you've got to do something more. I hate the way you're beating yourself up about stuff. It will work out. You are going to go bigger, better, more. Okay. So where exactly do you live?
Well, I'm in Laredo, Texas.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah. What brought me out here was because my fiance works for the federal and we had to come here to relocate.
Can I explain to you that they're going to be safe? Okay. They're good. All right. And I'm telling you, that little boy, he's beautiful. He's beautiful. And just when are you guys actually going to get, stop waiting for the money to get married and all that other stuff. Just do it. He wants to. Just do it.
Yeah, we don't want a big wedding. We've made it very clear. We just want to go to the courthouse or elope to Vegas. Even though people are like, yeah, we need the big wedding. I'm like, who's going to pay for it?
Right.
We just purchased the house, so we don't want the big white wedding.
That's going to be your forever home.
Okay.
Yeah, I just feel like you're really going to settle into this place once you get your head straight. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
The sleep problems that you've been having off and on, check your hormones.
Okay.
Okay. It's just more of a hormonal thing and stress.
Yeah.
So you doing it, girl. You're doing it.
I'm trying.
Start baking more. Baking and cooking with your daughter makes you happy. Do it. And stop feeling like you're feeling her. You're not. So is your mom mad for you leaving or what's going on with that whole situation?
I feel like she's mad, but she knew ahead of time that we were leaving. She had 9 months notice that we were leaving.
You know, the woman was in
And
denial.
yeah, because I don't think that she wanted us to leave, but yeah, she knew. And it's just like now when I find out from family members, they're like, oh, you up and left her. I was like, I didn't up and leave. She knew ahead of time. So it's just like when the family gossips goes around there, it's making me look like I'm a bad guy, like I'm the black sheep. And I
That's
hate that
okay.
feeling.
I understand. Believe you me, if you knew the weekend I've had, I get you 100%. And you know what? You wear that villain cape. You do what you got to do because guess what, boo? It's about you and your family, and that's all that matters right now.
Right.
We have our children, and unfortunately, they grow up and they move on, and it's something we all have to deal with. And you did the right thing by following your fiance out there. You did. They're your forever person. They're not too good to be true. They love you as much as you love them. And you got to stop with self-sabotage bullshit with that too. But we'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
You push them away. Every single time you guys get like a step closer together, before that, you guys have like a weird falling out. Like
It's true.
You push away. Stop. They're there. They're not going anywhere.
Okay.
So it was so good to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, Ellen, thank you so much for letting us peek in on the conversation and, be a part of such private things. We really appreciate it. And congratulations. I know it's a rough transition. How long have y'all been in Laredo, Texas?
He came after he graduated from the academy. He graduated in May of last year. And I wasn't able to come till September because, as Stacy said, with my ex, it was a battle. Because I was in Florida, and when you are in Florida, if you want to relocate and you're not with that partner, you got to go through it legally.
Yep.
And it got to a point where the server kept going to serve him the paper so we could go to court, but he kept avoiding it.
Yep, he would avoid it every single time.
Yeah, so the server got to the point that he went to the courthouse and was like, "Listen, I'm tired of going to his house. I'm tired of going to his house. He's there, but he doesn't want to answer the door." And that's when my lawyer's like, "Go live your life. You're done. It's already paperwork. You're free to go." And I left in September.
Goodness. Well, as people, obviously, we moved, and I used to always say, being in this radio world, I'd moved a lot. It always takes a year, but I feel like every 5 years you age, tack on another 6 months.
Right.
A little bit longer the older you get.
Acclimate.
Absolutely, because you have your system, you have your people, all your things, and so the older you get, it then gets harder to forge those connections and to make those friendships, but you will over time.
Right.
So you will get there, and you're getting up on that 1 year mark, and it just gets a little bit easier every other 6 months. So you're getting there.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's like I was telling her, I just really want to find a decent job where I feel like I could provide myself and my daughter financially. Because I know my fiance is doing his best, but I've been such an independent person that I'm just like, I gotta excuse my language, I gotta bust my ass and do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it's a thing. And you don't ever want to need anybody, because when you've been in that situation to need somebody, you don't ever want to have that issue again. You always want to be able to make your own. By the way, don't be surprised, and let him know too. I don't know exactly what he's doing and what he does, but please let him know that he's going to be somebody who's going to be climbing up that ladder for being in charge. Like I keep going like sergeant, stuff like that. Just please let him know that he's going to be climbing up that ladder rather quick. They're watching him. Does he train dogs as well?
No, we have a dog, but in his job, he's been wanting to look at the canine position because he's such a dog person.
Yes, he's going to get it because I keep seeing him with the dog from work.
Yeah.
So
we have a Cocker Spaniel at home named Bucky, but he was like, I really want to, within the year or two, try to get into the K9 unit or
gonna hire him,
air marshal, whatever it could be.
Yeah, but I keep seeing him because, again, with the knowing of the people and all that other fun stuff, I really believe he's going to get the K9 unit.
Okay.
Mm.
So
I'm
thank
sorry.
you.
I don't know why, but that seems like the wildest thing you said today because I'm like, how the fuck did you pull that out of your ass, Stacy? You were just like, oh, you have a dog.
It's what I
Like,
do.
what? Oh my gosh. Ellen, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
he's a federal officer on the borders, so it's what
Wow.
he
And
does.
that's what I had to tell you. He's going to be safe
Mhm.
because
Yes.
there are
Oh,
days where you both go like, "Ugh, no,
Oh, sorry.
he's pretty badass."
mm.
That's awesome.
Oh, well,
So
Ellen,
thank
thank you
you.
so much. And you have a
Yeah.
beautiful weekend, okay?
You too, guys. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hi, Ellen.
Bye.
Careful that Texas heat out there, too, girl.
Yeah.
I
It's
relax.
dry. It's like an oven.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
My
Ugh.
goodness. Lord, that's
I
just so.
relax. That's how when I finally just go, okay, I can do this. Everything comes out like vomit like that.
Like
So,
vomit.
Like
wasn't
vomit.
that crazy though? The dog thing. I mean, come on.
I was just like, that's just wild. That's
Yeah.
just because whenever like you see people out in public or whatever, and you're talking about the show, and they're like, "So do you really think Stacy?" I'm like, "Do you hear this? How do you like if somebody wanted to like try to do mental gymnastics to be like, well, maybe she guessed this or guessed that, but like that's one of those things that like you just can't be like, oh, he's gonna work with dogs, and then Ellen's like, oh yeah, he's wanting to work with like what? Like that's crazy.
When I had my session with Stacy, she was telling me right before she drops it on me, she was like, listen, I'm so sorry. Like this might be obviously TMI for me, but like, when you're arguing with Oscar, just grab his butt. Just grab his
Seriously.
butt. And I was like, how did you know? That's I'm physical
Honest to
touch
God.
language.
Yeah, because
So-
he's a touchy person. He needs to have that connection because he's always afraid of somebody leaving him. And
Mhm.
so if you touch him while you guys are talking, it gives him that security
Right.
to deal with it. Well, by the way, I love the facial hair. You're looking so handsome.
Thank you.
Ooh.
That's what I said
It's
today
new.
too. I said that too.
Damn, I love it.
I know I've been
But-
seeing some people in the comments being like, ooh, come on, Kim.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's been interesting to see. I went to Ohio this last week, and even being up there, everybody made fun of me because I kept coming across people who would just randomly stop and just talk to me. And it was the strangest thing. I mean, we probably spoke to 9 people who randomly would just come to me. And I had to tell them something, like either about their mom, their dad, their child, their own health. It was like God was going, here you go. You're going to still work while you're here. It was crazy. So,
It's amazing how people are just drawn to you. Because I always feel like when I'm just by myself and I'm not like Miguel from the radio, like I feel like I don't look like a friendly person because usually I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook, and especially if it's like a political podcast, and I probably look angry.
Yeah.
Drowning.
Right. And then I had this guy come up to me this week when I was at Publix, and like he had this whole conversation with me, and he like put his basket down as we were talking, and the whole time I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, how do we what, you're just a stranger and I'm sitting here trying to find 2 potatoes, what the fuck.
Yeah.
But he just felt so comfortable with me, and I was just like, okay, I guess just sometimes I really do, when I feel like I look like a mad person, I look affable and approachable.
You must, because clearly he felt bold enough to ask you to take your AirPod out.
I know, because he said something and I was like, did he? And I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me. And then he kept going. I was like, oh, so this, okay, wow.
It's your brain swinging.
You knew this was a swing.
You know,
It's
girl.
like a swagger.
Mhm.
Inches, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's true. There's a pull, I feel like.
Definitely. So has anybody else been going through the funk in the last 2 weeks? It almost feels like a miniature retrograde.
Yes.
Okay. I was just making sure because a lot of my clients have been dealing with it. A lot of I've been dealing with it. It's just been almost like you're walking in a fog and you almost feel crazy because people are saying one thing, you're thinking another, and everything just kind of dwindles apart at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
would
felt
it
that
be
way in April.
depressive?
Yes.
Would it
Yeah.
be that?
If I'm not mistaken, I think Uranus is still in a really funky place, and that's why we're kind of funky.
I haven't kept up. I know
haven't either.
we had a good full moon last week.
Yes, the other day.
Yeah, so that was good, but I don't know the larger picture because I think you're right. There's some stuff that we're still kind of sorting through.
Swift,
I don't know.
it's annoying, but everybody get their feet in the water. Legit, this is seriously, go to the water. If you live inland, go find a brook or something like that, but get near the water. Just take 5 minutes out of your day for you, and remember that each and every one of us make a difference.
That's so good to remember, because I literally have been feeling that this past week, where I was just like, like, why am I here? Like, I should just go, like, shut myself, work in the office somewhere and just, file papers where no one can see me or talk to me.
Papers.
I don't know. I've just been like not feeling it, and I haven't been able to like pinpoint why. And I'm like, and I always chalk it up to like, there's like 2 times a year where I know I get squirrely. It's like right before summer vacation starts, because like we've gone a long time without a rest. And so I feel like we've just been outputting energy, outputting ideas and creativity and energy into the world. And then I'm like, I need some time to refill my cup. So it's usually in the summertime before vacation, and then usually right before the holidays, where I'm just like, enough.
Yeah.
I can't give anymore. I'm done.
I know that's true, because thinking back, I mean, yes, we've had like a day off here and there, including Memorial Day this week.
Right.
Which, why does it always make it seem like a longer week when whatever? But it's been 5 months since we've had like an actual break, and that's why it is so important to take summer breaks for us, I believe. Right.
And also too, I do want to give some, like, if you're one of those people that you're like, I wish I don't have the energy or the time to, go on vacation or do something. But even like Stacy said, just standing by some water, going to a pool, or just doing something, even if it's just for a few hours, but just escaping from everything.
I was going to say, there's always something or an adventure to be had within an hour of where you live. No matter where you live, you drive out an hour and you're always going to find something unfamiliar that can kind of give you that refresh feeling to kind of kick you in the butt to go, okay, I'm good, just a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Even if you're like living in North Florida, go to Savannah. If you're living in North Carolina, drive to a different city, walk around, get a new environment, feed your soul a little bit. Go into a bookstore you've never been into before. We don't ever since COVID, we don't have that anymore. I miss COVID sometimes for that very reason of just being able to stop. We don't allow ourselves to do that on a normal basis. So this is my, public service announcement. Stop and feel and just be you for a few minutes.
That's what we're going to Charleston this weekend for a friend's birthday. So I'm just ready to just sit and just breathe in new energy, new things, new smells, new sights and sounds.
Same alcohol though.
Yes, you better believe it. When I went to Costco yesterday to get stuff for the weekend, and I bought like 12 things of champagne, and lady at the cash register, she was like, "Were you having a party this weekend?"
Oh, that's nice.
Well, Stacy, how can people find you if they want to book a session with you?
I was going to say, everybody can find me on my website, soulworkerstacyrenee.com. And right now I'm offering a 2 for $80 dealio for 2 half-hour sessions for only $80. The sessions don't ever expire, and you can share them and give them away as gifts, because I'm trying to help out and meet as many people as possible to get out there and just do my work the way that I can. And you can also follow me on Instagram at soulworkerstacyrenee.
Stacy, thank you so much. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the